I know you can't see me right now, but I'm pulling it up. But this conversation with doubt, and it seems that in itself, right, when you look at that, I was thinking of this. Can doubt live here too? No, because I'm saying this because one thought popped up in my mind this morning is how we have become comfortable with doubt. Is that even possible? Should that even be possible? And when you look at that, it's something that we have accepted. It seems that we've accepted as if that is okay. Bro, no, it's cool. You doubt. I even heard this before that doubt is not really the opposite of faith, that you really should have doubt, because, God calling you to do this specific task. So doubt should be normal. Matter of fact, if you don't have doubt, you're looked at as being strange. I've heard that before. And it somehow it seems that this way of doubt or just to have doubt is or has become acceptable. And I want you to ask that question this morning. As y'all know, we going live with this Destiny Talk podcast, and I just giving you different thoughts. I just want to talk about things with destiny, and I think this is a pertinent topic because when you think about that, right? And I'm just asking you this question: when you think about that and consider yourself with doubt, consider yourself when thinking about this, and that's a real thing. It's a real thing, and how we possibly have become content with doubt, as in if that's a place that we should stay in. Nah, bro, you doubt, man. Don't worry about that, man. That's normal, man. That's part of the process. But is it though? Is it though? Because I'm even read this right. I'm gonna read in John chapter 20. I'm gonna read just a couple verses. I'm gonna read from 26 to 29. It says, a week later, his disciples were indoors again, and Thomas was with him. Even though the doors were locked, Jesus came and stood among them and said, peace be with you. Then he said to Thomas, put your finger here and look at my hands. Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Don't be faithless, believe. Thomas responded to him, my Lord and my God. Jesus said, because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet believe. And all this derived from verse 24 when Thomas said this, he said, if I don't see the mark of the nails in his hands and put my finger into the mark of the nails and put my hand to his side, I will never believe. As a matter of fact, that reputation stayed with him where people know him as doubting Thomas. And I'm just thinking in my mind, right, when it comes to us, have we somehow normalized doubt? Have we normalized it to the fact that we have learned to live with it and accept it as if it's okay? And it seems here when you're reading this in John chapter 20, I don't get that that spirit behind it where God wanted Thomas to just accept that he's in doubt. Hey Thomas, you doubt, man. It's all right. It's all right. You good. You good. You good, man. You good. You good. And I just want to talk this morning. I just want us to really examine that. Why are you doubting? Why are you doubting? And the Lord said to Tom, he said, man, don't be faithless, but believe. What? So just think about that. If God says don't be faithless and he associated it with doubt, could the very issue or very essence that I allow doubt to live here with me, could that be the very thing that's fighting against my faith? Could I've allowed some things to live within me? And because that lives within me, that's why I struggle with faith because doubt is living there. And somehow the deception of it is that I've normalized doubt as if this is just a normal emotion of human beings. Hey, we're just human. So, you know what? This just shows that we should doubt. That just comes with us. But does it though? Because we take this emotion and then we bring that into our Christian lives and we stay with it. And then we wonder why we struggle with faith. Jesus said, don't be faithless. Something's not adding up here. I don't know. I'm just saying this makes sense because I'm just speaking about myself because how in some things have I normalized doubt as if this is it just comes with it and I've accepted it. And I'm wondering what's hindering me from believing is because doubt is living there. Let me just show you what this and that's why I said when people say, "Oh man, doubt is not the opposite of faith," then what is it? Then what is it? Because it seems when Jesus speaking, he speaks as if it's an opposition to it. So let me just end this in the book of James. I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna leave us with this thought in mind. As I was just meditating this morning, I'm gonna leave us with this thought in mind because I truly believe that God wants us to come out of a place of doubt. It's not there to live with us. It's not there to stay with us. Let me read this in James chapter 1. He says this. This is James chapter 1. I'm gonna start in verse 5. No matter of fact, I'm gonna start in verse 2 and I'm gonna read all the way to verse 8. Consider it a great joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you experience various trials, because you know the testing of your faith produces endurance. And some translations say perseverance, and some say patience, all under the same umbrella here. Patience, let it have its perfect work. And let patience, endurance, perseverance have its perfect work, so that you may be mature and complete, lacking nothing. Verse 5. Now, if any of you lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives to all generously and ungrudgingly, and it will be given to him. But let him ask in faith without doubting. What? Hold up. So God says do it without doubting. But how in the world did I come to a place to say faith comes with doubting? It's that I should be doubting. That just comes with the program. No, God says there's a faith here that is without doubting. For the doubter, look what he says. He goes on. For the doubter is like a surging sea driven and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord, being double minded and unstable in all his ways. That's interesting because God here says that a double minded person, he says that's the doubter, the one who's filled with doubt. So, how some's not adding up here. Some's not adding up here because it seems like something is off with my understanding of doubt. It seems like something is not coming together from how I look at doubt. Because the Lord said they're double minded, they're tossed to and fro. Is that why I'm stressed out? Why I'm talking? My mind's always here and there? Because doubt is present. So doubt has my mind going everywhere. Interesting. He says, though, if any of you lacks wisdom, he said, look at this. So he says, like, okay, before we even get into, and it seems like this doesn't go together, but look at this. He says, if you doubt, the doubter, he says, you toss to and fro. And he says, but let him ask in faith without doubting. But what's interesting is before that, he said, let him ask wisdom. Why? What does wisdom have anything to do with faith? What does that have anything to do with doubt? Well, the reason why your doubt shows that you lack wisdom in that area. There's something that is missing. And remember, Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7 says, the beginning of wisdom is what? Reverence for the Lord. That's the beginning of wisdom. So when God speaks about wisdom, wisdom has me come to a place of reverence to recognize whose I belong to. Who am I speaking with? So he says, man, ask for wisdom because wisdom's going to point me back to God. Wisdom is going to say, man, if anything, we can put our trust in him. Wisdom gives me reason not to doubt, but to do what? Believe. And God is showing us where our mind is because that's the wisdom of the world that is filled with doubt. That wisdom comes from the world. It becomes a comfortable place for me to doubt. And the God is trying to get us up out of that place so that doubt don't live here. Do have faith, but without doubt. To get me from that place, not live in that place. Because we're going to be we're going to be approached by a plethora of things, a lot of things. And we're going to come across things that God is calling us to, and we don't get it. We don't even know how it's going to come to pass. We don't even know how we're going to get the resources. We don't even know how it's going to come together because the picture of it doesn't look like it. That's why patience must have its perfect work. Because the reason I can't see it is because I'm lacking something. And God has to build it up. But in the midst of that, I have to allow wisdom and ask for it because I got to ensure that because of what I'm going through, this lack of understanding, that I don't align myself to worldly wisdom, but I allow the wisdom of God to work in that area by reverencing God. See how that goes together? And that's how I consider it joy. I mean, I don't have to understand everything. I just believe. And in my belief and who I believe in is now a joy waiting as he works. As wisdom, the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 8 that wisdom sat and watched God work. That's the picture that God is trying to have us with wisdom. Wisdom said that it sat. Let me go to it, man, because y'all may think I'm just talking. Come on, I'm gonna go to it. I'm gonna go to it. I'm gonna go to it. I got you. I got you. I got you. This is Proverbs chapter 8. And I'm just, man, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. It said that Proverbs chapter 8. I'm not gonna read that whole thing, but whenever you get opportunity, go and read Proverbs chapter 8. But it says that wisdom, and I'm gonna start in okay, I'm gonna start in verse man 27. I was there when he established the heaven. This is wisdom speaking. When he laid out the horizon on the surface of the ocean, when he placed the skies above, when the fountains of the ocean gushed out, when he set a limit for the sea so that the waters would not violate his command, when he laid out the foundation of the earth, I was a skilled craftsman beside him. I was his delight every day, always rejoicing before him. I was rejoicing in this inhabited world, delighting in the children of Adam. So wisdom was there watching the work of God, and it said it rejoices. That's the same rejoice that we see in James chapter 1 that God is saying, man, consider rejoice. Consider joy, meaning that I rejoice. Why am I rejoicing? Because wisdom shows me that, hey, you know what? God is working. And if God is working, man, just sit back and enjoy and watch this work. Watch the work and what he's done and what he's doing. And see, that's the picture that God is trying to have us to understand here. Because when you in that place, doubt has no room to operate. No, I have faith. I believe in him. Do you understand his work? Do you see how I come back down? I tell doubt, do you understand his work? That's what wisdom says to doubt. But that's what I'm saying when you look at that brothers, that we've somehow become comfortable with doubt, and that's why we struggle to move because doubt lives there. Doubt is living within us. Doubt is in one of our rooms. And so that's why I find myself double minded. That's why I find myself going to and fro. That's why I find myself stagnant sometimes, idle, because I'm allowing doubt to live in my house, in this tent. No, he said, man, no, 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 do things with faith without doubting. I got to rid of that. I can't let that live here. I'm not, no, 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 man. All this, man, you just human. No, no, no. No, I'm superhuman. I got the Holy Spirit within me. And I can't afford doubt to live here, man. I just can't. And I just wanted to give us this thought today. I want to leave you with that, that God has too much for you to just be sitting there doubting and in doubt. God has too much work for you to do, doubting this and doubting that. That's what doubt is supposed to do, so that you never cut the things you need to cut off. You never move in the place you need to move. You never do what God is calling you to do. Is there to keep you there. Doubt is produced from other things. It's what I call a tag on spirit. That's what I call it. It has to tag on to something. It tags on to worry. It tags on to fear. It tags onto things so it can keep you in a place and your mind be everywhere, double minded. He said you shouldn't ask God for anything. Why? Because you're double minded. Doubt shows that I am not believing. Just think about that for a second. So why it's never okay to be in doubt, to stay in that place. It's never okay. And if I see that thing pop up, then I have to hold that thought captive. What do you have to do? You have to move. You got to show doubt it ain't running the show. And I don't care all your little friends that you came with, fear, all that worry. I don't know. I ain't letting that stay in my house. Hebrews chapter 11 says that Abraham moved when he didn't even know where to go. It says by faith he just did that. By faith. Hebrews chapter 11. I was turning to it, but I ain't trying to make this. I just want to get on her. Just be with y'all for 20 minutes or so. But just give y'all, he said, by faith, Abraham, when he was called, obeyed and set out for a place that he was going to receive as an inheritance. He went out even though he did not know where he was going. He didn't let doubt settle, because doubt would have kept him in that place. Man, what? Man, I don't know, man. I never been here. Man, what if this, whatever? Because doubt, what it'll do, it'll open me up to all the type of what ifs, but it never open you up to what if God. Faith only does that. And that's why God said, held captive those thoughts and vain imaginations, because doubt will have my imagination in vain, because I start imagining things that moves me away from God, has me disobey God instead of glorifying him and moving to obey him. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying this thing here. We got to learn to cast that thing down, because it will live in me and I'll struggle. And I'm wondering why my mind be everywhere, because doubt continues to live with you. Abraham didn't even know where to go, but the Bible said he heard, and he obeyed. So I'm just saying, giving you a little morning medicine this morning. Don't let doubt stay there. Don't let doubt stay in your house. Don't let doubt. You got to cast that thing down and believe. Believe and obey. Believe and obey. For blessed is he who does not have to see, yet believes. No, Lord, I believe you. I'm going to obey. I can't see it, but I believe it. And since I believe it, I'm going to obey it. I'm not going to let doubt hinder me. I'm not. Oh, no, Lord. I'm saying this is your morning medicine. This is a little medicine for you this morning. Stop letting doubt live here. When doubt start knocking on the door, let's let it know. It got the wrong address. God bless you all. God bless you all. Have a blessed morning.